Ads, I guess, what's the feeling amongst the group? It's a crazy turnaround when you think about it. A month in footy can turn things around pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think obviously results have turned around. I don't think it's been a dramatic turnaround for us. So I think that we've been performing quite well other than the one game. I know I've said that a few times, but yeah, we've had that sort of narrative put to us a few times, like what's the turnaround? I think we've just been consistent. You know, we played fairly well, and this week was a funny one. I think I don't think we played well. I think the players will agree with that. But we've played well in the past and not got the result, so we won't be given the 2 points back.
Yeah. The trip to Perth, coming back, has that changed the way you prepare for this game? Have you had to have some rest days for the long travel?
Yeah, I took Tuesday out. We were going to come in and review. But yeah, it was a pretty taxing trip in the end. So we give them back-to-back days off rather than just having the one day off, which has paid dividends because they've trained really well today. So there's a bit of a bounce. We trained yesterday and today, and there's a bit of a spring in their step again. So I think the tank's full again.
Yeah, that spring in their step, knowing that 3 home games are on the way as well. Finals are there in their sights. Are you excited what this group can show leading into these next 4 games, I think it is?
I'm excited for this weekend first. I think we'll get a good solid crowd over there. It's good to be back home after being on the road for a couple of weeks now. So yeah, I'm excited to see if we can improve on the areas that we identified from last week. As I said, I didn't think we played well. We got the result in the end, and you know, winning takes many forms, and we found a way to do it a little bit ugly on the weekend. So I'd like to see us improve this week. That's probably first and foremost.
Disappointing to lose Bradman. He's had such a good season, and he's been able to avoid injury, but not this time around.
Yeah, not talking to me at the moment, so he's just a little bit tight. I think the smartest thing to do is to let it settle down. I thought we managed it fairly well last week, but then it came back at him at the back end of the game. So it's just smart. You know, he's not happy missing games, but I think it's the right call.
So it's something he's kind of been dealing with for a little while now.
Only a couple of weeks, but it will. If we do the right thing, we use common sense with it, it'll settle as quickly as it came on. If I push him, yeah, it won't. It'll hang around and probably get more dramatic.
How's Jacob travelling with his hamstring?
Yeah, named both the Saifidis because, you know, as I've stated before, if I don't name them Tuesday, they can't play. So me naming them doesn't mean that they're guaranteed to play. Both have featured in bits of training. I reckon they're going to be right up until, you know, at least Saturday before I'll know. So I won't be, you know, I'm not purposely keeping it from me. We don't know yet. We just want to see. They're both improving every single day.
So you'll just pretty much give it up till kick-off, like until you ride it to the moment?
Yeah, well, at least Saturday. I'll have a look at them Saturday and see what we think from there.
This week, obviously, Bulldogs. Bit of a different looking Bulldogs side to what you faced in round 18.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. We've spoken about that. They've had some players drop back into the team, some quality players. So, you know, we're under no illusion that our previous game is really irrelevant to this one. We need to. That game's gone now. We need to go and recreate it this week, and they're certainly playing a different style of footy to what they were, given that personnel that's joined the team in Sexton and. Obviously, Kikau being back, and I think Pangai Jr. has been very good for them the last few weeks. So,
re-signed Anari and Dylan Lucas during the week. I guess a classic example of why Anari is important this week.
Absolutely, yeah, it typifies it. He's Mr. Dependable. You know, I think, touch wood, he's only missed like one training run the whole time I've been here. You know, in the few years that I've been here, he's just that reliable. And can play, you know, both positions, centre and wing. And as I said, he just goes about his business, doesn't miss footy games and doesn't miss training. So he's a good clubman. And
what about Dylan? How have you assessed his development this year?
Yep, threw him into a new position at the back row. You know, I think he'll benefit this year, but he'll benefit next summer, getting a lot of reps there, because we only made that decision late. And he's another one that I've just seen since my time here. I think he was on a train and trial, then he became a development type player. He's just improved. He's done exactly what it is. It's a development. He has developed. So I'm really pleased both those boys are hanging around for a couple of years.
Bulldogs obviously had the weekend off last week. Do you see that as an advantage or disadvantage for your side in some respects? Advantage because they might be a bit colder, or disadvantage because obviously they get the chance to rest up.
Yeah, not sure. They had the bye before we played them last time too, so it's exactly the same scenario. I'm not too sure. I don't think about them too much and what they're sort of been through. Sometimes it's good for you to have a bye pretty close to the other one. Sometimes it can halt any progress you made. So yeah, I'm probably more concerned with us than what they're doing.
This is 2 weeks now from travelling away from home. How looking forward to getting back to McDonald Jones Stadium?
Yeah, definitely. I think at the time away, the wins on the road are good for your confidence. It's good to get away, especially Perth, to spend some time with the group. But yeah, there's nothing like home, especially for us, and what that stadium does for us and our members. It's members' appreciation round, and we can't wait to get it back over there.
5 from 5, chance to make it 6 from 6. Were those words you expected to hear at the start of the season?
Again, I didn't think of it like that. I'm pretty process driven. I just make sure that we're training and preparing the best we can, and results will take care of themselves. Well, they didn't there for a while. We were playing, I thought we were preparing well and playing quite well, and results weren't falling our way. But, fortunately the last 5 weeks they have. And like I said, I don't think there's been a dramatic turnaround. I don't think I'm too dissimilar to what I was 5 weeks ago to how I coach today. And I don't think the team and how we prepare and go about our business hasn't changed. It's just we're not on death row like we were 5 weeks ago.
Adam, I don't know if you've seen it. Graham Annesley did his weekly press conference, and he referred to that penalty where SCSC got pulled up, and it was a pretty big moment in the game. But he was basically saying he thought it was a harsh penalty.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if you'd heard about that, or you were surprised.
Yeah, I did see it actually. Yeah, I am surprised by it. I don't think that. I don't think Graham needed to elaborate on it. There was look, the rules were breached in front of a referee. I think he has to act on it, and it was checked by the bunker, and both of them were the same opinion. So a little bit confused. I feel confused for Grant on this occasion. That it was only a couple of weeks ago, I think, that they were applauding a referee for officiating on a rule that ended up deciding the game. It was right in front of the posts, and they breached the rules. And I think the words we used, it was a very brave penalty, but it was the right thing to do. Then it's confusing for Grant now if he has to ignore a rule breach because of the context of the game. I don't get that. I don't know why he felt the need to add it, because I don't even think that it was questioned by the opposition coach after the game. He didn't say anything about it, so funny one. Yeah, I just think it's a simple yes or no. It was a rule breach in front of the referee. It was. Context, scoreboard, time is irrelevant. It's a rule breach, in my opinion. That's just the way I felt about it. It was a weird one. I think I'd be confused if I was a ref in there at the moment.
Is that something you might take up with Graham, to clarify? Or?
I probably should now that I've commented on it. I hadn't thought of it before you. Well, I watched it, and I did think at the time I was a bit surprised. I didn't see the need for it, but yeah, I probably could bring it up with him. Yeah.
Back to the game. 99% of people will be tipping you guys to win. There's an expectation there. Do you sort of have to talk to the guys about, if you lost this game, it could be, a bit disastrous for your season? Do you have to sort of warn them about that? Or?
No, I don't sort of come in from a negative standpoint. I've more spoken about building on what we did last week and improving those areas. And as I said, I've been pretty process driven, and the result will take care of itself as long as we take care of the effort and the preparation that goes before the result.
And you mentioned before how, good it is to be playing at home and, potentially there's a home final on the horizon if you win, say, 3 or 4 of these next games. Is that something you talk about or use that to motivate the guys?
No, again, to speak about this week, we did speak in the off season around trying to get ourselves into the top 6 would mean a home semi-final, but that was January. That was when we were on our camp. It was a bit of goal setting at the start of the year, and since then we just stayed very narrow focused on getting today and tomorrow and this week right.
And I remember about a month ago you mentioned in here that, this time of year coaches are getting hunted or whatever, and you said you were separated from the herd. I think, do you feel a bit safer now that you're not so separated from the herd?
Not in this industry. It's hard to feel safe. Look, I'm happy with where the team is at the moment for the last, obviously the last month. I feel they're the ones that have really dragged us through this period, but I've been happy with them all year. And as I said, I don't think I'm too dissimilar today. I think the playing group will say I'm the same person today or coach as I was 5 weeks ago, but I was, probably had the crosshairs on me 5 weeks ago. And so, to answer your question, you're never comfortable, but that's the job. I've got one of 17 jobs in the whole world, and you're never completely comfortable, which makes it some of it fun too.